Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to today's webinar on Dynamics 365 ERP for high-tech and electronic manufacturing industry. And my name is Murali Avanamuthu. I'm the founder director of Cetas. I have with me my colleagues Prakash Kandaraj, director of sales and marketing in Cetas, and Vidya Dharan, a practice head for Dynamics 365 ERP suite of products, and Kiran Lakshmi Narasimhaya, who is the project manager with the Dynamics ERP practice. I guess, Kiran, over to you. You can get started by sharing your screen and going over the presentation and the demo. Thank you.
Thanks, Murali. Good afternoon, everybody. In today's webinar on Dynamics 365 ERP for high-tech and EMS industry. So we have a few presentations laid, and then I'll move on to the demo session. So today's agenda being talking more about a high-tech industry overview and the SEM challenges, and introduction for Dynamics 365. We'll be talking Dynamics 365 ERP capabilities for high-tech and its benefits, and we'll have a quick chat on why Dynamics 365, then move on to the demo session, and we are going to have a Q&A session to have a quick take on the questions during the presentation. When we talk about the high-tech industry connects with multiple suppliers, services, and service providers and their demands. For high-tech manufacturing industry to sustain and now more essential with competitive advantage, digital transformations, and so. With that, we'll have to also see how the digital shift reflects the opportunity to growth, adapt, and evolve to today's supply chain, which are being re-architected as ecosystem coordinated by other business opportunities of tomorrow by thinking and operating like a digital world. So we'll see how Dynamics 365 can help the new business opportunities of tomorrow. So when we're talking of high-tech industry, the thrive on transformation and efficiency, creating world-leading products, then manufacturing and distributing them quickly and easily. Of course, behind every innovation is a vast, complex international high-tech supply chain which are required. So for supply chain team in high-tech companies, managing raw materials, parts, finished products through high-tech sourcing and manufacturing process is always a massive challenge, especially where you need to focus more on controlling cost, improving the visibility, enabling the growth, and of course having winning a new business. So some of the pain points when it comes to cost control could be companies are holding too much of inventory, or the inventory that does not exist is in the wrong place and not matched to demand, or it is too much inventory is slow moving, or it could be an information on engineering changes or access to the information of the previous projects and so on. When we're more talking about improving the visibility, again, some of the pain points could be time and money are wasted or unnecessary work because decisions are based on information that are out of date, and so on. Even the production scheduling is frequently replanned as information becomes available, and also making it difficult to achieve high levels of productivity because of replanning every now and then. So in order to have a new business or win new business, again, some of the pain points could be responding for a quick RFQs where you struggle to gather most of the information required and staff running around to get the necessary details, which will be quite challenging. So again, getting a quick response from the suppliers to enable a quick sales response to an inbound inquiry requires a lot of work. and new products are late to the market, resulting in the lost orders, which will lose the business opportunities. The key to enabling growth is to automate and streamline processes, eliminate all wasted and duplicated effort, and free up both people and financial capital to focus on new opportunities. But again, there are certain pain points which could be poor internal communications between the department, or some of the obstacles or delays where you miss the new opportunities, and poor access and limited ability to share information slowly, which results in decision-making process delays and so on. Companies can't respond quickly to growth business opportunities because of poor coordination between department and with suppliers or partners. So here we talk about manufacturers measure success through three key outcomes, which is the growth, innovation, and operational excellence. So these are the three outcomes that manufacturers the QCs to optimize, and this hasn't changed. While expected business outcome remains similar, the business means to achieve those in challenging significantly with technology. With today's ever-changing financial and environmental regulations, especially like D65, if I will help you gain visibility across the entire value chain, empowering you to make a more efficient and timely decisions. Certain implementation processes reduces the time and risk, so you could rapidly build an adaptive business network, seize any new revenue stream, and respond to changing market conditions. So when we talk about Dynamics 365, Dynamics 365 are modules business app that works great alone, better together. They allow you to enable enterprise to reimagine their business processes and align their organizations. Customer can adopt individual apps at time of need and have flexibility to rapidly add new integrated capabilities. Dynamics 365 provides a platform that unifies data infused with threaded intelligence. Of course, the Power Platform connects systems in a seamless, automated, and intelligent cloud ecosystem, allows partners to extend building apps for specific industries, verticals as well. With true SaaS enterprise resource planning that provides continuous updates, you eliminate costly and time-consuming updates and empower your business to leverage the most current capabilities to drive growth and stay competitive. When you talk of high-tech ecosystem, some of the functions of the processes which one has to consider would be multiple production strategies. It could be module manufacturing and logistic processes as a production flow, and optimizing material planning, forecasting and scheduling, which is a key in terms of planning, and calculated, available to promise, or capable to promise delivers, usage of Kanbans to single demand requirements, and create, schedule, and view tracks, splits, and rollbacks, and so on. Of course, when it comes to inventory valuation, which is critical, inventory valuation methods includes FIFO, LIFO, standard, and weighted average. Managing customer interactions and customer retention capabilities and access to information via mobility platform is critical in today's business environment. So likewise, we'll be from the production point of view, WIP tracking, actual cost and variances reporting, and controlling the inventory by a variety of module and safety stocks are also important. When it comes to cost control, powering the digital transformation, focus will be more on inventory, that is manage multiple locations within the production unit, and when it comes to supply chain, monitor procurement and supplies, with companies having many suppliers, but many of them are used infrequently. Then when it comes to production, optimizing production schedules for a mix of different types of production tasks and manufacturing resources can be a challenging. This is an area where you'll have a lot more flexibility to optimize use of available resources. And when it comes to the designing, facilitating communication with supply chain partners, could be an idle like a vendor collaboration and functionalities like that. When we're talking about sales, to speed up sales estimations and quotations, we can minimize costs in the sales department by eliminating time-consuming or error-prone activities, which in turn free staff to focus on sales productivity. So automating or streamlining activities such as production estimation and quotation saves a lot of time and helps staff to respond quickly as well. Of course, after sales, there would always be a services in some way or other. So reduce warranty and service cost is also an important aspect. Keeping the machine running is important for customers. That's why, so it's important that warranty and repair services range from suppliers of spares to fulfill of service level agreement are also important. So we talk about improving visibility through intelligent insights, which is this is the most lean organization is built on smart decision costs about the costs, operation, and planning, which in turn depend on providing people with right information at the right time. So accessibility of the data, which is important. Today's world, data is more relevant to any business. So accessibility is important. And when we talk about having an integrated system in place, all systems today share some or the other way some of the common data store or storing the data in a centralized way, which will eliminate errors and delays in terms of consolidation of the data. And having an accurate and up-to-date data is an important. So thereby information from various sources needs to be accurate and up-to-date to eliminate errors. It also gives the full complete picture once you have the entire data up to date in place, which helps in supports or decision making activities. People can access current and historical data to perform analysis, identify the trends, and develop plans accordingly. So in the new business, that is winning a new business means meeting customers and market demand. When IM companies are equipped to meet customers and market demand, they gain the agility they need to win a new business and ensure profitability for aftermarket service. So configure many products in the industry have multiple variants with a range of options. Using automated rule-based configuration tool can help sales staff configure a complete product specification. This could be a typical, the product specification could be defined using the bill of material associated with the code, and also streamline the ordering process. The customer confirms their purchase order. Of course, estimating an accurate cost information to preserve gross margin and profit is more important. So to have that in place, you need to have an accurate BOM, which will help the sales staff to arrive at, for example, it could be what are the inventory involved in it, how's the labor cost computed, what are the component prices which need to be considered, and so on. With this, it's just not only having an estimation, we need to have a clear visibility of what are the possible lead times we should be looking at when it comes to working directly with the real-time production information. This is one of the important factors needs to be considered. Of course, the transferring of design to production is also important, where the design and development team often uses different applications that don't speak to the legacy systems. So considering this, as a result, what happens is people need to re-enter information captured in the design system to provide information for procurement and production tasks. So with that, enabling growth and growing the business hinges on whether a company can remove obstacles to business progress and equip staff and managers to work more efficiently is important. When we are talking about automation, we see that free staff from routine tasks are also are more focused on or concentrated on activities that add value for customer and business. So business insights from fully integrated ERP system makes it quite easier. Coordination, having everybody working on a similar system, make better use of existing capabilities or a partner's capabilities through better coordination across the supply chain. And improved supply chain means coordination will be quite free, and interaction will become more powerful. When it comes to analysis, once the company has a clear and accurate view of business, data analysis can reveal ways to further improve business operations or business processes being carried out, identify customer trends and opportunities, highlight areas that need attention, and reduce time spent with dealing with exceptions. And with agility or access of information, management can respond quickly to new opportunities and make informed decisions. So when it comes to the innovation, responding to ideas from customers to add new service offering is more important. And you need to have systems in place to quickly respond to those innovation needs. With Dynamics 365, you can have a business anytime, anywhere. It could be a mobile interface or a task-based mobile apps, and also have innovate business models in place. Here are a quick view of some of the customer references whom we work with. For example, Sirma, a leader in the high-tech electronic manufacturing. They specialize in collaboration to deliver top-notch electronic manufacturing services, co-developing the optimal electronic design, engineering, and production solutions, and they're based out of Chennai. And Sinto Bharat again is a leading manufacturer with a part of a Japan group, leading manufacturers of automatic mold handling lines to suit a wide range of high pressure molding machines and foundry equipment in process. And here are some of the selective customer lists of Cetas. So next, what I'll do is I'll quickly move on to the demonstrating of the product capabilities. So before moving, as we were talking in today's agenda, we'll be discussing about how the robust supply chain can help in controlling the inventory and also the visibility and managing of operations. As part of that, a quick overview of master planning module, which I'm going to cover in the demonstration. So master planning basically helps considering the inventory transactions as an input. It could be a sales orders received from a specific customer, and purchase orders and production order considering, and also various conditions being handled, such as the warehouse and its capabilities, your on-hand inventory and your dimensions, the coverage groups, and so on. So forecast planning is also one of the functionality which I'll be covering, which again considers a similar document or inventory transactions, but again, it gives the feasibility of a long-term vision. When we talk about how it is going to scheduling, basically the master planning will usually have a short-term plan group of like products, item-specific setup is possible, but it's not a must for all. Multiple plans can be used for simulations. So it considers overall the net requirement, which is based on data from forecast planning into the company, and it can also extend multiple production sites, which is quite out of the box. So when we're talking forecast, we usually consider it as a long-term plan. Grouping of like item products is again considered. It's no item specific setup. Multiple plans can also be simulated with a gross requirement. And because some companies have multiple entities, so intercompany requirements are also considered. Connect demand and supply for short term, connect gross requirement and long term projection between the companies. So overall, if you see, when it comes to forecast, it gathers the historical transaction data from the system, generates forecast based on historical demand using machine learning, and you can make changes to your forecast and authorize it, which will be putting your demand forecasting in place, and you're good to go. So now I'll move on to application. So let me start the new session. Okay. So when you're talking of supply chain, Dynamics 365 planning management is more important. So as I was explaining in the PPT, the master planning we were talking about forecasting, wherein in the demand forecasting, you generate the data based on the statistical lines, and in case if you want to do any adjustments, you do adjustments to your inventory or to the forecast explain and authorize the adjustment, the demand, and set it for action. So based on this, system will consider, that is master planning, will consider the demand forecast while running and execute accordingly. In this example, what I have done is I've created a specific part, and what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I have created certain sales order to cater the manufacturing. So what I'll do is I will go ahead and run the master planning. So usually the master planning will take care of your current inventory and what is your on hand, what is the availability, how you can utilize it, or if you need to order it, and how your production can be scheduled, and so on. So when we go to after running the master planning, we go to the planned orders, which will list the current orders which I have. I have about 10,000 and 2,500 order quantity, and I have some immediate requirement which system is prompting me to do some transfers with available stock and so on. The site into two different aspects, wherein in my inventory warehouse, I have set it in such a way that I have my raw material warehouse different, I have my WIP warehouse, which is the production warehouse, is different, and I have also set some of the warehouses for subcontracting. It could be a idle machining warehouse subcontracting, or it could be a coating warehouse. So with that, what happens is always when I'm ordering the stock, all my stocks are going to come to my raw material warehouse, and from then, based on the requirement, the material will be transferred from my production, from my raw material warehouse to my production warehouse. So it keeps track of exactly what is available in the different warehouse, considers those stocks, and in the event if requires, it places a purchase order. Setting that this is not a daily activity which everybody would execute. Some companies would do a week-on-week plan, some do a fortnight or a monthly plan, and so on. Master planning will also take care of your demand forecast in such a way that wherein some of the manufacturers, they get forecast for the next quarter and so on, which will help them to plan their production also accordingly. And of course, this will definitely help you in terms of procuring the raw material and planning your production accordingly. As I was mentioning about demand forecast, it will help. Demand forecast uses Microsoft Azure machine learning. It uses Microsoft machine learning system, which helps in analyzing your historical data, all the transactions, and then it will help in terms of adding up to your supply chain or forecasting, planning, and then eventually consider for master planning. With that, what will happen is it's just not important that you run your planning order. It is also important that you cover your safety stocks and do the calculation accordingly. So how many days of safety stock you want to consider, you define in the system. You also consider how many days of cover should it calculate. So Dynamics 365 has a master planning, has a coverage group functionality, which will help in terms of defining all these parameters, and you can review it, and based on these conditions, it calculates and computes. Initially, you can set all this, and eventually you can put it as a scheduler based on the review of data or the transactions, what you are carrying out, or the production, how you are scheduling, and how it is, what is the behavior on that, and what is the impact if there is a system down, if there is a machine down, and stuff like that. And with that, it will help you in knowing what are the actions to be taken to this action option tab. So basically, these actions will tell you what is the action, whether you need to postpone or increase your quantity, or whether it is just enough you postpone the production date, and so on. So next, what I'll do is I'll try to focus a bit on tracing of inventory. In inventory management, we have tracing through item tracing, that is under tracking through various dimensions. It could be item tracing, or the inventory owner tracing, or the batch tracing, and so on. A quick view of looking at the item tracing. I have considered this item this is a projector for tracking purpose. So when I run this, I have a clear picture of the complete background of when it was produced, what is the sales order I have received against which the production happened, what is the batch number of it, what is the serial number of it, and what are the parts I have used in this, and what are the batch number or the serial number of this. It gives me the complete drill down approach to see where exactly what are the parts I have involved, and how much quantity I have used, what date I had purchased it, and so on. So this gives the complete visibility of how the part was manufactured and sold, and so on. So basically, this will help you if there will be any warranty issue coming in, and you want to track down and say which component failed, what are the reason, and whom you have procured from, and so on. This gives you a complete traceability of tracking. By default, Dimension D365 will help you in tracking the dimensions based on batch number, based on the serial number. You can also have the option of setting who is the owner or who is the owner of it. So is it a consignment inventory, or is it your own inventory, and so on. You can easily track down. This will help the manufacturer as well as customer in terms of knowing the part detail procured and what was the best pricing, and is there a price competition advantage available also for future procurements. Further, what I'll do is now I'll be moving towards consignment inventory. So when we're talking about consignment inventory, there are businesses which ones where the supplier keeps sufficient stock in customer place where customer uses it on need basis as per their production planning and do the purchase or the invoicing accordingly. So consignment inventory configuration helps in terms of putting the replenishment order in place. You can define and create the replenishment order, and you can also set who are going to be my consignment vendors, and also have inventory ownership change as and when you start doing the consumption. So for example, in this case, in this demonstration, I have created one particular consignment order replenishment for 500 quantities. So what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and copy and create a change of ownership. So I'll just say that I'm converting, because I have consumed this. Now I'm converting this from the owner. Owner is fabricant supplier. From fabricant supplier to my own company, I'm moving the stock. So once I move this, then I save it and post it. So once this is done, what happens is it automatically creates a purchase order, thereby automatically processing and also having the creation of purchase order with the status of received, meaning you need not have to again create a purchase order and do the receiving again for that. All you need to do is just run this, and that should take care of having a confirmed purchase order with the received as your status, meaning the inventory is automatically concerned, and all they have to do is the vendor has to just release an invoice, and your finance team will take care of recording the invoices. So this is how simple the consignment inventory or the consignment management they have set here. So when you go back to your inventory and you want to say how much stock you are having for the consignment inventory, it will be very easier through one of the dimensions what I mentioned about the tracking dimension. You can always set it. For example, let me take this item only. Oops. Okay, here we go. So you have the information in place, and when we are seeing the dimension, all I need to do is I have to enable and see which site, which warehouse or location it is, or on the tracking dimension. So it gives me the clear picture of the informations. So if you see here, for this 498 pieces, US 104 Fabricum is the owner. So, and for these two pieces which just now we transferred, it's a US and our own company is the owner of the inventory. This will give you a clear visibility of how much you are carrying your vendor inventory, and do you need to do or plan for any replenishment of orders. Further, when we are talking about tracking dimension has you have the option to define and say who are my inventory owners. Tomorrow, if you want to add up one more new owner, you can add up your new vendor here and make him. And that vendor will also have the visibility if the vendor is shared through vendor collaboration option of Dynamics 365. I guess I have come almost at the end of this webinar session. Now, what I'll do is I'll move over and start the Q&A session. Thank you, everybody, for your time. With that, we have come to the end of. Thank you, everybody. Have a good day. Bye-bye.